This is John Paul Ryan coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and I wanted to report actually on Japan today. So it looks like Japan is getting away from the state of emergency and the lockdown state everyone's in. This is called Japan to completely lift state of emergency as virus cases tail off. So I've been here about 15 years now, and I've really never felt safer in my life, to be honest. Feels like I'm living in Disneyland. So obviously, when this thing hit, there was definitely an uneasy feeling in the air, but I really never felt like paranoid or like it's going to happen to me. It just felt like something I had to get through, basically. The Japanese government plans to completely lift the state of emergency over the novel coronavirus pandemic on Monday before it expires on May 31st, government sources said Sunday. At a meeting of its coronavirus response task force on Monday, the government will decide to remove the emergency for Tokyo and the neighboring prefectures of Kanagawa, Saitama, and Chiba, as well as the northernmost prefecture of Hokkaido. The 42 other prefectures have already been removed from under the emergency declaration. I didn't know that. Pretty interesting. So already, most of Japan isn't under emergency. I guess we're just being careful at this point. The number of infections is decreasing day by day. That can be seen even in areas where the state of emergency is still in effect, Kato said. The situation of the outbreak is improving and the pressure on the medical system is being relieved. So this isn't the full article, so I'm not quite sure who Kato is, but let's assume he's some guy in the government. Tokyo, however, reported 14 new coronavirus cases on Sunday, the highest since May 16th. After just 2 cases were confirmed on Saturday. The total for the past 7 days is 50, below the threshold of 70 or 0.5 people per 100,000, which the government has outlined as being needed to lift the emergency. Like I've been saying all along, is when you do the brutal numbers, the amount of people infected, and I guess you could say dormant cases too, untested cases, is still extremely low. In this country, there's 126 million people. Last I checked, about 7 days ago, there was like 4,700 cases. So it seems like I doubt it even, maybe got to about 6,000, not even. So out of 126 million, that's pretty low when you think about it. Abe, who is the prime minister here, declared an emergency in the capital and some other areas from April 7th, later expanding it nationwide. From mid-May, he began lifting it in places where the rate of new infections subsided. The Tokyo metropolitan area, the worst hit by the virus, was the final and largest state of infections, and that's where I am, basically. I'm not in the very middle of the city anymore, but I'm close enough. I go through it every day, so it's pretty much my area was the worst, and it didn't seem that bad, just to be brutally honest. Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike has laid out guidelines for reopening the economy as people gradually resume activities kept on hold for almost 7 weeks. Neighboring South Korea has already seen a major cluster spread among nightclub goers after loosening restrictions. Meanwhile, Abe has vowed to work with regional governments to prepare for a second wave of infections that experts say is almost inevitable. Well, if there's going to be a second wave, I'm not sure why they're lifting it so fast, but I guess they just need the economy and life to go on. Dare I say, we want to just get the economy back going. It doesn't seem like because 0.5 out of 100,000 have it or something, like they said, if my numbers are correct, something really small like that, the guy who owns, the bread store down the street should be suffering. It just seems like we could get through it. We could wear masks, we could be careful, and the guy could sell the bread, or, the car wash can open, or whatever it is, can go on. That's my opinion. You guys, let me know down below. Figured I'd do a little report like this, kind of running behind this week, but I'm going to catch up pretty quick tomorrow. Anyway, if you're not subscribed here, I'm actually doing Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard, even some Star Wars, pop culture, but once in a while, I just throw up stuff about Japan, because I'm in Japan, and my knuckles crack, and I can't edit it out every time. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. I'll see you next time.